Hey Mallards, it's Wednesday, and today we're gonna talk about stories. So I have been indulging in these app story games, several different types, mostly because I like them as something to relieve stress. I feel like a lot of people play app games as stress relief, some sort of like match 3 game or something like that. And so instead of playing an app game, I really like these story games. And I have a few different types that I play. So one of them is like a fake dating app where you essentially like treat it like Tinder. So there are these characters and you swipe left or right and then you're like texting with them, but like what you can say to them is pretty predetermined. There's basically 2, sometimes 3 options. And usually the options that would be any fun or would really further relationship cost coins, diamonds, stars, whatever currency they use in game, which you either have to earn through doing story or pay for. One of them that I interact with is called Real Short, and it is videos. So it's like miniature movies. I guess they're probably like, I think like an hour-long drama if you watch the whole thing. Maybe a little bit longer than that, I guess. Maybe a 2-hour drama if you just like sit down and watch the whole thing. But it's short little bursts. So like each video is like 90 seconds to 2.5 minutes, and they are chapters. And so then you have to have a certain amount of coins to unlock every chapter. You earn the coins by like checking in for the day or watching ads or playing other games or whatever it happens to be. And you watch these videos. They're all ridiculous, over the top, dramatic romance stories a la like telenovelas. Like we're talking like she is forced into a marriage with the illegitimate son of this family who's clearly a problem, but then it turns out he's secretly a billionaire. That sort of thing. Also a lot of werewolves. I don't know when this happened, but at some point during my lifetime, we turned from vampire people, which is what we were when I was young and impressionable, into werewolf people. Because it's all like alpha pack werewolf stuff. And I'm not saying that ABO dynamics caused this, but I'm also not saying that. So just decide what you will when it comes to that. Anyway, I got onto this topic because I wanted to talk about one of the games, which is called Chapters. And it is essentially an illustrated story where, again, you get to make choices. So there are animated characters that are essentially, it's like a comic. So everybody's got like different facial expressions and there are different backgrounds. And then you're reading the narrative of the story. The characters are having conversations with you as one of the characters, and then you get to make choices about how you respond. And again, similarly, there are like 2 to 3 choices most of the time, and the choices that would be any fun cost whatever the in-game currency is. All of that's fine. They're fun, they're mindless. I enjoy the ridiculous stories. But right now I'm reading one where you, the heir to your dragon flight kingdom, are a beautiful female, and you happen to have been knocked out. And when you wake up, you are, of course, chained to the guy who is the leader of the opposing dragon flight. It should be mentioned that like you're definitely a dragon and you could become like a dragon, but you're stuck in human form. Obviously the manacle keeps you in human form. So the animations are of humans. And you have a manacle around your wrist and there's a chain of indeterminate length, but from what I can tell in the story, like relatively long, like probably like a 2-foot chain that connects you to this guy. And it's very clearly like an enemies to lovers dynamic. I don't have a problem with any of that. The problem I have is that I'm only like 5 chapters into this story, and already the characters have gotten undressed and or changed clothes like 4 times. And you can't take off a shirt and a bra if your arm is chained to another. Where does it go? It doesn't. It can't go anywhere. If my arm is attached to another person, this shirt is not coming off. It's going on that other person, maybe inside out, but like it can't. And even that would be a challenge. Like it could happen. And I guess you could like tear it off, I suppose. But like, you can't just like casually take off. And we went shopping for new clothes. How did he put on that button-up shirt? Does he look good in it? Yes, but how did he put it on? Our hands are chained together. Anyway, it keeps bothering me and it automatically takes me out of the story anytime the guy or the girl for some reason put on or take off clothing. Every time I'm like, how did you do that? You can't. Because they also insist on mentioning constantly that their wrists are chained and they have to like hide the chain because they're pretending not to be prisoners and they're like passing themselves off as dragon hunters. So you can't tell me about the chain like every 5 seconds and then also just make it so people can take their clothes off. It's one or the other. Anyway, that's where I am. Otherwise, I'm having a great time. It's a mindless game and I enjoy that fact. Let me know about silly things that bother you, or do you have experience being chained to another person and you actually were able to remove a shirt? And if so, how? But more importantly, were you able to put on a shirt successfully? Because I feel like that's what bothers me more. You could tear clothing to get it off, but how do you put a shirt on? Anyway, yep, that's what I've been thinking about today. Hope your day was equally thought-provoking, and I'll see you tomorrow.